Hey, Dave O'Sullivan here, and in this video I want to give you a very powerful question to ask in your subjective assessment that's then ultimately going to dictate where you go in your objective assessment, also going to then allow you to focus on where to start with your hands-on treatment, and then ultimately prescribe exercises where the patient is going to get so much value from the session that they're going to ultimately want to come back for the next session. Now, this is such a powerful question, yet simple, okay? Now, the question is, what would progress look like for you this week? Okay, so again, for complex pain patients, can be a lot of stuff going on, and it's like, where do we start? So asking the patient, what would progress look like for you? What you often find is actually their expectations aren't actually that great, okay? So they just want to be able to do something simple, okay, on a day-to-day basis, okay? So progress for them, if we can get them to that point or hit that milestone, that's going to be a big boost to their confidence. And then usually what we find is as they start hitting these milestones, their confidence, their self-belief, their self-esteem starts to grow again, and then their goals start to get bigger and bigger, okay? So what does progress look like for you? Now, the answer to that question, we take that information, okay, and then when we do our objective assessment, you need to then be looking at how they're currently doing these things or how they're managing these things, okay? So progress for me would be if I could just sit for an hour a day pain-free. So guess what we're going to really need to look at in our objective assessment is how the patient is currently sitting at home, okay? Guess then where, if we are going to do hands-on treatment, if it's appropriate, and with some persistent pain patients it's not appropriate, or actually doing hands-on treatment away from the area sometimes can be beneficial from my experience, okay, if they are centrally sensitized. So then we may want to look at, okay, what tissues can we influence and help to potentially relax in order to facilitate that patient to sit for longer periods without a pain experience. And then guess what we're going to give that patient then as the rehab exercise? We're going to focus a lot of our time in that session helping the patient to sit relaxed, undo some of these strategies and these protective behaviors, update their belief systems about how they're sitting so that we can squash some of their attitudes and beliefs that may be contributing to how their physical body is actually behaving when they sit, which can all then come together to create some processing changes, which very much then can reduce that pain experience. Okay, so you can see one question completely changes the direction that you're going to go with your objective assessment. So again, the quality of your results is very often dictated by the quality of the questions. The quality of the questions we ask the patient, it gives us valuable information, which can then guide us through the objective, the hands-on, the rehab, and then actually focus on things that they find of value. The patient goes home, we've worked on things that are valuable to them, they can feel the difference throughout the session, they can feel like they're winning. Guess what happens then? They come back for the next session, okay? Next session, you can rinse and repeat this process, okay? So again, if you want help with this, if you want help in making sense of your most complex patients, if you want a structured step-by-step system that's been proven with over 900 therapists all over the world, just send me a message inquiring, okay? Or you can just put a yes, please, in the comments below, and I'll send the information over to you, okay? So give that a try. Send me a message, let me know how you get on with it, and I promise you it will change the direction very often of where you were going in a session, and you'll be amazed at what the patient answers to that simple question of what progress would look like for you.